Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be starting a new series where I pretty much just look at presidents and see what they've done, see the positive and the negative aspects of their presidency. Now I feel like a problem that a lot of people in the history community really will do is that they will look at a president's policies and they will base it off of what they believe is right for the country, and because of that they'll maybe really glaze a president or really rank a president unfairly, or basically either really positively portray them or really negatively. But the truth is that every single president has a positive and a negative to their administration. So I think we need to look at how the positive parts of each president's term and see we'll just see what he did. So first of all, the positive. So first of all, Kennedy really helped mitigate the Cuban Missile Crisis. You know, this was probably the closest that the United States ever got into World War III, and he was able to mitigate that with his foreign policy skills. Also, he created the Peace Corps. You know, and this really helped send a lot of people to different nations, or doctors to different nations all over the world, that really helped build a lot of countries and really helped them with humanitarian aid. Another thing is that he really started the space race with the United States, and I've got this great video where he's talking about why we go to the moon. So here's that video.
But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why, 35 years ago, fly the Atlantic? Why does Rice play Texas? We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills.
I really think that shows, you know, how Kennedy was really influential in starting the space program. He also was able to get a ban on nuclear testing treaty, which prohibited nuclear weapon tests and explosions underwater or in the atmosphere or in outer space. And this really helped mitigate the Cold War, especially after the Cuban Missile Crisis almost started World War III. He also really helped spearhead the Civil Rights Act. He proposed it in 1963, and unfortunately he would not live to see it get passed, but he definitely was monumental in helping the Civil Rights Act get passed. But of course, there are some negative parts of John F. Kennedy's presidency. First of all, the Bay of Pigs, really his first big foreign policy decision. This is where the United States tried to pretty much just unseat Fidel Castro, try to assassinate him, and try to install a democratic government because Cuba was a communist nation. And also, he also escalated the war in Vietnam. You know, he's really kind of the thing that started the Vietnam War, where he started sending lots of money and foreign aid to South Vietnam. And this really, even though people argue that he would have handled the crisis better if he had lived to serve another term, but he still did play a big role in spearheading this effort to go to Vietnam, help the South Vietnamese. But the problem about Kennedy is that he's not really known for all of this. I mean, if you're not a historian, or if you don't pay attention to a lot of history, you'll probably know him for his assassination attempt. You know, this is where he was in Texas and he was in a motor vehicle and he was shot, and unfortunately he was assassinated. So we did not get to see what a second term of John F. Kennedy would be, and his vice president, Lyndon B. Johnson, would take over. So mostly a lot of positive, some negative when it comes to foreign policy. but overall, he was a pretty good president, and I think he's definitely one of the better presidents that we've had. Of course, he's not perfect, but I think that he was definitely a good president, and it's sad that he was assassinated, and his life was cut short. So that's it for the video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I'm going to be continuing the series. Tomorrow we'll do Lyndon B. Johnson. All right, bye.